Every missing person story starts the same. They ignored the warning signs.
I'm not sure what this is in the video. I'm not saying it's...
Never ignore warning signs. While hiking, these moments weren't just strange. They were warnings. And the people who didn't listen didn't all make it back. Case number 1. On July 12th, 2021, the YouTube channel Rocky Mountain Sasquatch uploaded a short but very strange video from the Cass River in Michigan. The clip itself is only a few seconds long, but what it shows has left many people unsure of what they are really looking at.
Eddie V from Michigan, he sent us this photo, and then he was having difficulty sending the video. They finally sent us a video.
The story begins with a man named Eddie who sent in the footage. He explains that his cousin was kayaking on the Cass River when he noticed something unusual and quickly recorded it.
It's 4.7 seconds long. He says, my cousin was kayaking on the Cass River here in Michigan when he took this picture. Not sure what it is, but I've sent it to a few people and some say it's...
As the footage is reviewed again and again, slowed down to different speeds, the movement becomes more noticeable. The figure walks in a steady, heavy way, crossing through the river area.
Sent it to a few people, and some say it's Bigfoot carrying an infant, others say it's Bigfoot carrying a deer. Okay, we've got the video. I've done several things with it, and so I'm going to walk you through the stages of me breaking down the video, trying to figure out what it is.
When the video is stabilized and zoomed in, the shape becomes clearer, but not in a comforting way. Instead of answers, it raises more questions.
I'll show you the original, then I will slow it down 50%, then 25%, then 15%. Then I'll run them all together stabilized. I'll separate each with a time lapse. Here they go.
Well, I remember.
At one moment, the figure's side profile can be seen. There appears to be a visible nose and head shape, more human-like than animal. The body looks large, covered in dark hair.
I'm going to run all this again back to back, and I'm going to zoom in so we can get a better look, and then I'm going to tell you guys what I think about this, point out some things I see in the video, and I am going to show you some of the best screenshots of the video and zoom in on some of those so we can try and get a feel for what's going on in this video. I'm on the fence. I'm not sure what this is in the video. I'm not saying it's Bigfoot, and I'm not saying it isn't. This is obviously shot with a cell phone at 880 by 656 resolutions. It's 30 frames per second. It isn't the greatest footage. It's all we have to go with. So you be the judge on what you think it is. I don't know what it is. At the end of this clip, I am going to show you some of my favorite screenshots.
Then comes a moment that stands out the most. For a brief second, it seems like the figure turns slightly, as if aware of being watched.
I'm going to zoom in on a side profile where you can see the nose and everything. And then there's a couple of shots, or at least there's one shot where it looks at the camera. And then I want to also zoom in on the very last frame. Right now, you guys are watching the cropped version. I cropped in on the video, the original.
The footage quality is low, and even after careful review, no one can say for sure what it is. The figure is seen moving under power lines using a clear path through the forest, almost like it knows the area well.
50%, 15%, and 25%. Also, don't know if anyone noticed, but it's walking directly under some power lines. Bobo talks about a Bigfoot highway, those easements of the power line, so it looks like it's crossing the river under the power line, so it's going easement to easement. There will be a small clearing that will make it easier for it to...
Like it has been there before. In the final frames, the image is zoomed in as far as possible. The details are still unclear, but the shape remains the same. Tall, steady, and carrying something unknown.
Travel through the thick of the forest. I'm going to zoom in on a screenshot roughly 4 seconds in. It's a side profile shot, so we'll zoom in on that screenshot. You can see the nose and everything. You can make out the nose of the subject on the side profile of this screenshot. The next one is the only photo that they took of the creature, so it's the best resolution, and I zoom in on that. I think this is the best look at it, the original. I don't know what it is. I'm a little bit skeptical. Whatever, you be the judge. I will end this with the final frame of the video before the cell phone quits filming. This is zoomed in. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.
With that being said, let's move on to our second sign you must ignore while hiking. Case number 2. On July 19th, 2020, the YouTube channel Ganang Setioko uploaded a video. It is presented as entertainment, but what happens in it feels strange and uneasy.
Oke teman-teman, saya berhasil ya menangkap sosoknya. Dia masuk kerangkap ya. Tapi gini teman-teman ya.
At the start, the situation was already tense. He explains that something had gone wrong earlier, and now someone or something has been captured. He keeps it as leverage, hoping it will stop others from causing harm. Even in these early moments, his tone suggests this wasn't planned.
Hei, diam. Diam. Hei, kamu bisa tenang nggak? Tenang, tenang. Saya nggak ngapa-ngapain kamu nggak. Kamu yang tenang. Saya nggak mau ngapa-ngapain kamu nggak. Ya kamu yang tenang. Saya nggak ngapa-ngapain kamu nggak. Astagfirullah. Kamu yang tenang. Jadi gini teman-teman, firasat saya itu nggak enak, ya. Mas Yohan, Ki Warso, Mbah Dangik, sama Bang Marcel itu sedang terjadi masalah di jalan, ya. Tapi untung ya teman-teman ya, untung saya bisa menangkap ini, ya. Menangkap sosok ini buat jaminan teman-teman bahwasanya kawan saya yang 3 dalam keadaan selamat. Insya Allah dia nggak berani ngapa-ngapain. Karena apa teman-teman? Karena dia berani ngapa-ngapain teman saya berhak ngapa-ngapain sosok ini. Oke teman-teman ya.
The way he speaks is careful, almost like he knows this could get worse. As time passes, he waits for others to arrive. The area feels quiet but not safe. He warns the captured figure, telling it not to try anything, reinforcing that whatever this is, it's still a threat.
Saya tunggu kedatangan mereka. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Atas izin yang di atas kita bisa teman-teman. Oke, kita bawa kameranya ke atas. Kita nggak usah shot deket-deket karena konten darah ya. Panggil juraganmu sana, panggil kepalamu sini, bawah sini. Kalau kamu macem-macem, silahkan kamu gosar-gaser. Tunggu panggil kamu.
Then others begin to show up. When they arrive, it becomes clear that something serious had already happened before this moment.
Bosmu sana. Bosmu panggil sana. Mas Iwan lama banget ya sama Bang Marcel ya. Tuh teman-teman ya. Sini.
There are hints of a struggle, something that did not go as planned. One of them reacts immediately, as if recognizing the danger.
Pas banget kamu datang ini.
Masih seru loh mas.
Hah? Gimana? Waduh, hujan lagi ini. Tenang, kamu selamat kan? Ini saya udah dapat ini loh, 1 loh.
Wan, dapat sini yang lain apa? Diadang kita. Diadang mas.
Diadang gimana?
Kita dikerjain.
Hah?
Dikerjain diadang sama makhluk yang kayak kemarin. Kayak ini nih. Yang ini nih. Tapi ada tanduknya loh. Tapi
Raja.
Even then, no one seems fully relaxed.
Ya,
kamu pada nggak kenapa-napa?
Sempet ini. Sebenarnya kita udah kalah mas. Tapi nggak tahu kenapa itu. Dia itu kayak nahan-nahan ya Bang Marcel.
Ini jawabannya.
Apa?
Ini saya keperangkap 1.
Emang Mas sekarang udah tahu?
Tahu.
Ya. Saya diserang gitu.
Ya saya cuma bisa bantunya lewat sini karena saya nggak mungkin
ke sana ya.
Ke sana juga.
Jadi saya juga panggil-panggil nggak ini juga tadi. Masih jauh tadi.
Tenang aja. Ini masih.
Sebenarnya udah kalah loh, udah KO banget ya.
Kita tinggal nunggu ini bosnya datang ke sini ya. Itu kamera nyalakan Mas Iwan. Dimatikan ya.
Iya.
Cukup 1 kamera aja. Bismillah. Gak apa-apa. Malam ini kita selesai pertarungannya Mas Iwan. Selesai. Bismillah. Pegang Mas Iwan aja.
As they stay there longer, more details come out.
Ular enggak?
Iya.
Lorek-lorek. Itu. Berangkatnya ya. Ini ya, biar ini. Ya.
Tapi yang tadi sama
kamu ada yang tersakiti enggak? Aman enggak?
Aman sih, cuman luka-luka fisik doang. Energi kayaknya. Jadi tapi tadi yang mungkin rajanya kali Mas, dia sama bambu yang ini enggak, ini loh Mas.
Enggak mempan ya.
Enggak mempan.
Enggak ada takut-takutnya gitu loh.
Berarti ini mungkin yang lain ya, bukan yang sama, bukan hanya Bang Marcel. Jadi ini bener nggak bisa gerak ini?
Tadi sempat brutal, tapi ini udah kehabisan cahaya, kehabisan itu
energi ya?
Karena dia itu brutalnya megang-megang bambu. Kemanen ya. Ya itu udah lemes jadinya. Ya.
Mas,
Apa?
ada ini.
Oh.
Ini yang tadi astagfirullah.
Oh, udah datang ini ya.
Mas, gimana Mas?
And that silence feels heavier than anything else. At one moment, they try to speak directly to it.
Iya ini, ada tanduknya itu.
Ini. Ini. Kita sama-sama hidup.
Not with anger, but with warning. They tell it to stay in its place, to not disturb others again. There's a pause afterward, like they're waiting for a response that never comes.
Cuma sampean itu manusia, tapi udah nggak pakai otak. Nafsu yang sampean diutamakan. Sedangkan warga-warga ya susah payah beli hewan, kamu makan habis-habisan.
Later, they admit that what happened earlier was not easy to handle. It took effort, and things could have gone very differently. One final remark hints that this might not be the last time they deal with something like this.
Nggak mau itu, biarkan mereka hidup.
Jadi,
Yang penting saya udah ngomong itu.
berarti sebelum ini sempat ada
Udah.
pertarungan gitu. Kita susah payah ya, jungkir balik. Ini langsung beres ya.
Nah, kalau ini udah pagi, ayo kita pulang. Oke teman-teman. Nah, alhamdulillah permasalahan ini terus.
In the end, they make a choice. They do not harm it. They let it go, hoping the problem would end there. There's a final look back before leaving, almost like second thoughts creeping in.
Selesaikan dengan cara tidak melukai. Saya pribadi tidak melukai mereka. Mereka melukai saya, nggak apa-apa, dan teman-teman ya, daripada kita harus melukai mereka.
Moving on to our third sign for this video. Case number 3. On October 1st, 2015, in a quiet neighborhood at night, something strange was caught on camera. The footage was later uploaded by NVTV on June 12th, 2018. It starts outside his house. His dog suddenly becomes nervous, making strange sounds instead of normal barking. He steps outside to check. It is too big to be a normal dog. His dog starts to run, and the creature follows slowly at first, moving in a controlled way. He sounds confused, trying to understand what he is seeing. For a moment, the camera catches a better view. It is large, dark, and much bigger than the dog. Then it stops. It stands still and looks not at the dog, but toward him. He goes quiet. After that, nothing else happens. The yard is empty again, but his voice sounds shaken because whatever he saw did not move like a normal animal. Let's move on to our fourth warning sign. Case number 4. On August 2nd, 2025, at the Paracas History Museum in Peru, a strange skull was shown in a video by Brian Forster. At the start, he shows what a normal human skull looks like, then compares it to an elongated skull from Paracas.
This is what a normal human skull looks like, as you can tell. Compare it with this, which is a elongated skull from Paracas, Peru, and another. In fact, there are more than 40 elongated skulls in the Paracas History Museum, located in the small seaside town of Chaco on the Paracas Peninsula.
The difference is clear, but he says there is something even stranger. Then he brings out another skull. This one looks wrong.
So if you find them strange, I have something even stranger to show you. And it looks to some degree similar to what is called the Star Child skull, which Lloyd Pye was the caretaker of for about 12 years, up until his death a year ago. So here is a photograph of the skull. Notice the very strange shape of the eye sockets, the size of them. And even better yet, here is the skull itself, which we will now examine.
He turns it slowly, showing every angle. As he compares it side by side with a normal skull, the differences become more disturbing.
So again, as you can see, the eye sockets for the size of the skull are huge, but they're also very shallow. And where the optic nerve enters the head is different than a normal skull. And actually what we'll do is we'll compare this side by side with a normal skull. So here we have a normal human skull.
The structure does not match.
Probably much like what yours looks like. And then let's compare it with this one. Here are the nostrils of a normal skull. You see how they go straight through to the because they are air passages. And then this one. If they're air passages, they're not in the same place as this. Then as I slowly rotate it this way,
He keeps rotating it. Where the teeth should be, something feels off. It does not clearly show normal teeth at all.
where the teeth and gums are, very strange. It doesn't appear to even have teeth. And yes, I should be wearing gloves, but the museum ran out of them.
Then he notices a strange cut mark on the skull, something that looks very old. But it gets worse.
Plates and sutures, it has the normal number that a normal skull has. There's also this strange cut mark in it, which looks very ancient. And that is where the occipital is. Unfortunately, that part of the skull is missing. And again, we rotate it.
When he turns it to the underside, there are odd prong-like shapes coming out. They do not look normal. He explains that the top part of the skull shows the person was older than a child.
Also, what is this very strange thing here? Again, you're looking at the underside of the skull. And these prong-like things coming out. And this area here is called the fontanelle. Now, when a child is younger than 2 years, this is open. It finally closes at about, I believe, 20 to 24 months. So that means that this individual...
So this is not a baby. That makes it more confusing. Then comes the main question. He pauses and asks if this is even human.
...is older than 2 years. But the main question is, are we even looking?
For a moment, he suggests it could be a medical condition, but he is not sure, because the shape, the structure, and the details do not fully match anything normal.
At a human being? Could it be an example of hydrocephalus? Or are we looking at a different species altogether? So if you'd like to visit and see the skull, you'll have to come, obviously, to the Paracas History Museum in Chaco, Paracas Peninsula, 4 hours south of Lima, and Senior Juan Navarro, the owner of the museum.
But even after seeing it closely, he still does not have a clear answer. Moving on to our fifth sign for this video. Case number 5. On February 7th, 2022, a video was uploaded by Tyler out there on YouTube. The camera showed a wide, empty field. It looked quiet, almost too quiet. But then something terrifying happened. A scream echoed through the field. A man stood alone. His voice was shaking and full of fear. He was screaming for help, but no one was near. The sound was not just loud, it was desperate. Something was wrong. The screams grew worse. It wasn't just fear, it sounded like something was after him. The way he called out didn't sound human anymore. People who watched the video said it might have been a skinwalker, something not human pretending to be. The video gave no more answers. The man disappeared from view. No one knows who he was. No one knows what happened to him after. All that's left is a short video, a haunting scream, and the question, was it a man calling for help or something else trying to lure someone in? So next time you're out in the wild, remember those warning signs exist for a reason. Stay on the main trail or you might never find your way back. Case number 6. On February 21st, 2014, this video shows a moment that turns scary very fast. A man is standing close to a moose. The animal is stuck by a leash or rope. He moves slowly and carefully. He wants to help. The moose looks tired and calm, but its eyes stay locked on him.
Okay, this little girl is number 50.
frees the moose. For a short second, nothing happens. The air feels heavy. The man does not move much. It feels like he is waiting for the moose to walk away. Then everything changes.
Here now. Come on, little girl. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, you're a mean little girl.
The moose suddenly turns back. It lowers its head and charges straight at him. There is no warning sound, no time to react. The camera shakes hard.
No call him being nasty. Now, come on. First time I ever got beat up by a baby moose.
For a moment, it feels like he cannot escape. The moose is too close. The fear is clear, even without words.
Oh, I think I'm south of you. I'm just having a hard time letting this girl loose.
Finally, the moose decided to say its final goodbye, but not in a very good way.
Come on, sweetheart, go on. You wouldn't believe I just got my butt kicked by a calf moose. They build them pretty tough in Maine.
This video shows how wild animals do not think like humans. Even when helped, they can react with fear and force. One calm moment can turn dangerous in seconds. That brings us to our last encounter for this video. Case number 7. It was the afternoon of October 1st, 2022, on Ment Futago in Chichibu City, Saitama, Japan. A man was walking down a steep rocky ridge after climbing the mountain. The area was quiet, no people, just the sound of wind and birds. Then his helmet camera recorded something that he didn't expect, even in his wildest dreams. Out of nowhere, a bear jumped on him from behind. There was no time to think, no time to run, but instead of fear, something changed in him. He knew this was a fight he had to face. He couldn't escape, so he did what he could. He screamed and went wild, trying to scare the bear. The man hit the bear with hammer fists, using the skills he learned as a kid from karate. He also kicked the bear as hard as he could. The bear didn't run. It kept coming. Again and again, he screamed and punched. The fight turned brutal. The bear's roars echoed through the forest, and the man kept yelling, not stopping for a second. He was fighting not with strength, but with survival. The bear finally backed off. Breathing hard, shaking, and covered in dirt, he realized something. It wasn't just any bear. The bear had a cub nearby. Maybe he had walked into their home without knowing. But still, it attacked him, and he had no choice but to fight back. In the end, he survived, but not because he was stronger, because he didn't give up. And even now, the sound of his screams and that bear's growl from the video still chills anyone who hears it. For more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video. Comment below which case you find the most horrifying. Don't forget to press the bell icon for future notifications. Stay safe out there, and remember, the forest never forgets who walked into it.